Sometimes you will notice students writing 1 this way, and sometimes you will notice students writing 1 this way, and sometimes 1 is simply written this way. Why do we have all this variation, historically speaking? Why do students write 1 differently? Now, this particular 1 was developed by the Arabs, where they said this is by angles, this is 1 angle. So actually this is the original 1. This is the original 1. So where it had 1 angle, to men it is 1. Then this particular 1 is the influence of the Roman numeral that had 1 written this way. So some students take this part, which is Roman influence, and this part, which is Arabic influence. So they just mix it up. So this is the Arabic influence, the head, and then the crossing is the Roman influence. There's nothing wrong with the 1, but now in English, since English simplified it, English now had this system where 1 would just be this way with no complication. So the 3 are okay, but just to understand that this one is the original Arabic letter. This is the influence of Romans and Arabic put together. And then this one now is the one that the English has modified to make it simple. No crossing and no angles, as in this way. If you go to the French regions, France and all this, Belgium, this is the way they write their ones. But most English speakers just write their 1 this way. Both are okay, all are okay, but this is why there are these variations. So once students write this, please do not score them wrong. Just let them understand it, and once they understand, they will either be the one to modify themselves, or they will leave it that way for aesthetic reasons. And also, having that historic touch to your letters makes the letter and the numbers personal and interesting. So this is about 1. Now 2. How did the 2 come about? The original 2 from the Arabic was in this way, meaning there were 2 angles, angle 1, angle 2. So this is the original 2. Now today you will find in the English has modified it, because mostly they use a pen to write. So when it is curved, it is faster to write with pen. This one is easier to carve on stone, but this is easier to write with pen. So following this has been modified. So this is not the original 2, but it is modified for easier writing. This is for easier writing. But this is the original 2. So today in class, you will find students writing 2 in different ways. You know, you find things like this. You find things like this. And just, there are different tools that you find. But this is the concept. The original 2. Look at 3. We look at 3. Originally, 3 was this way, like the sigma. How? Angles. We consider angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. So today you will find some students writing 3 in this way. It means they are still retaining part of the history on how 3 was originally formed. And then this part is the one that was modified for easier writing with the pen. It was modified. So you will find sometimes students write this 3 this way, just ensure it's consistent. It's 3. It's 3. It is historically right. They have it this way, and they have this one that is completely modified. So these 3, you will see them in writing. You will see all of them in writing. Just let the students understand why they write this way. It will make them to appreciate it. It will make them to appreciate the letters. So this has retained part of the history. This has completely been modified to suit the pen writing. So let's look at 4. How was 4 created by the Islamic scholars outside the line? Now, this is 4. How many angles do we have here? We have 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles, and 4 angles. This is the 4. Now, some varieties you will see in class. You will see students. Now we write 4 this way. You will see things like this. Some are straight, some are slanty, so all are okay. But it will be good for students to understand the history of this 4. This 4 has retained the head, the angle, as in the original 4. So this is the original 4. But this particular 4 has retained the angle. But if you go by counting the number of angles, it will confuse. So all this go. And they are okay. So let's look at the number 5. The number 5 was created originally in this way. Where you have 1 angle, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Today we still have some variation of 5 that are similar. You see? So sometimes you see students who write this way. I've seen students write this way. But like in the lower primary, you will see a student writing this way. So, yeah. But this is very common, because it has still retained this angle, at least one of the angles. So this is how 5 came about. So let's look at 6. Now, this is the original 6. In this original 6, we have angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is what we have. Now this 6 has been modified to suit writing. If you can see, 0 has actually influenced a lot of the modification. 0 comes, or the curve aspect of writing has influenced a lot of the letters. So you see the way the 6 is written, there's no angle, but originally this is the way 6 was created. So we still have this system when you are writing in filling stations, when you go to the bureau of change in the banks, they still have them. On the digital machines like the microwave and all these things, washing machines, they still use this system of writing. So this is the 6, and this is the modification we have. Sometimes you see the head is not as curved as this. Sometimes you see it is more straight this way. Both are okay. Both are okay. So let's look at how 7 was created. Originally, 7 was created in this way. This is the original 7. Let's count the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Today you will see some variation of this 7. Sometimes you see students who write this way. It means they are still maintaining at least this part. So when you see this part in 7, it's a historical fact. When you see 7 this way, sometimes you hear, should 7 be crossed or should not be crossed? Please just tell the students, if you are fond of crossing your 7, ensure you always cross your 7. If you don't cross it, don't cross it. This one was created to simplify the 7. It was created to simplify the 7. You will see 7s written with a curve this way. It's still okay. Sometimes the curve is written this way. It's still okay. Just ensure if you are writing this 7, please maintain it. If you are writing this 7, maintain it. If you are writing this, maintain it. Because this is the original 7. What has disappeared almost completely from 7 is the down angle. You see the down angle. But the crossing in 7 is still lingering. The crossing of 7 is still lingering. And there's nothing wrong with leaving your 7 open. Open, by open I mean not crossing it or crossing it. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with having your 7 this way. There's nothing wrong with having it this way. Both are okay. You will still see this sometimes in the French writing. You'll still see them writing this 7. It's the traditional way the alphabet came. So you will notice all these 7 with students. Now let's look at 8. Please, before we go to 8, do subscribe for more of these tips with us. Now 8 originally was written in this way. This is the original 8. And as we said, we always look at the angles. How many angles are there? Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the original 8. Original 8. Now the English, this is the Arabic 8. Now the English modified it to be simpler by making it curved. And sometimes you hear questions like, should 8 should the top of 8 be smaller and the down part be bigger? Should they be equal? Or should the top part be bigger? You know, just ensure it is consistent, so that you don't write your 8 this way and then another way you are writing 8 this way. It makes it ugly. Just be consistent. Let them know this is your 8. All are okay. All are okay. They are not bad. When you consider this is the original 8. I know 8 is a number of infinity. You see, it is from here, it's from 8 that infinite was taken. You see, this is infinite. This is a symbol of infinite. Originally, 9 was created this way. This is the original 9. Now let's count the angles. Let's count the angles together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's tricky. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is the original 9. Today you will see some varieties of 9. You will see students writing. You will see 9 this way. You will see 9 written this way. Sometimes you see it bigger. Sometimes you see it smaller. So this. Sometimes you see a 9 written this way. This 9 that is written this way might look odd. But this student writing this 9 is actually coming from a historical background where there was a small projection of 9 here. It's coming from that background. So the 9 that has no straight line was just created to make it simpler to write. Make it simpler to write. And then our last but not the least number is the number 0. As you can see, 0 is just 0, no angle. No angle. It has no angle. So let's have a quick summary on how they were originally created and how they were modified so that we could easily write them in the English alphabet, in the English numbers. This is the original. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are together. 6, 7, 8, 'Okay, let's not always forget this. 8, 9, and then we can see 0 is completely different because it has no angle, and 0 has maintained because it fits. So against today, what we have as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. If you see the writing, it is easier to write this way, the way it was modified. It is easier to write in this way than to write this ones. But actually, this is the original. But it is easier because it was now modified so that it will be easier to follow in this system. Please do subscribe. Let's write subscribe in digital form. Hmm? Yeah, do subscribe to our channel.